Do you worry that you might be in a midlife crisis, or perhaps your partner's in one? Well, first we need to understand what a midlife crisis is. We're doing that and more right here, Midlife in a Minute. Hey, welcome. I'm the Midlifeguy and welcome to the very first episode of Midlife in a Minute. This is a series where we explore all the topics around midlife, the challenges, the pitfalls, what you can do to make the second half of your life your best ever. In this first episode, we're going to talk about what is a midlife crisis. We're going to smash some of the myths. We're going to get right into how you can make midlife work for you. So let's understand what exactly is a midlife crisis. Well, there are a lot of things that you'll find in the media and television and movies about midlife crisis. And in the media, you'll tend to see this image of midlife crisis being about man becoming irresponsible, a midlife man returning to his adolescence, returning to his youth, not being happy with where he is. Well, as the way that stereotypes or cliches go, there's usually an element of truth, but this image of what a midlife crisis is far from the complete picture. So what do the experts say? Well, they tend to say one of two things. They tend to say that midlife crisis is a fear of mortality or some sort of yearning for youth. These perceptions are wrong not because these things don't happen. There is sometimes a growing fear of the future and of mortality and of getting sick and a decaying body. And there is some element of wanting to recapture some of the things that have been lost, some of the things which you'll see as slipping away that perhaps you did used to do in your youth. But these things are symptoms. They are symptoms like a runny nose or an earache is a symptom of a bigger problem. They are not the problem itself. So they're surface issues. And the reason that this is important to understand that these are surface issues and not the core issue is because if we just treat the symptoms, then we'll still have the underlying problem. So why does this matter? Well, because tackling the wrong problem will slow down progress. It'll cause you to be frustrated. It may depress you. Cause damage to yourself, to your career, to your relationships with your family. It'll even affect your mental health. And addressing the wrong problem can just make things worse. It's like applying the wrong treatment to a medical condition. So what is a midlife crisis? Well, first we need to understand how it's triggered. It's usually triggered by either something external or something internal. And what I mean by that is external is something which is in your circumstances, something which is going on around you. It could be a health scare. It could be some sort of career shock. Maybe you're made redundant. It could be a relationship change, something significant changing in your relationship, such as a divorce or your wife moving out or something to that degree. Then there is the internal change. So it can also trigger a midlife crisis. That's not where something outside of you has happened, but something inside of you, some sort of growing dissatisfaction with life or the past decisions that you've made. It could be a values change. You wake up and you decide that you wonder where your time has gone and where your life has gone, and that you're no longer living the things which are important to you, if you ever were. It can also be about questioning the things that you haven't questioned before. So you may have just been going through life, just been drifting and working and making ends meet and accumulating things and just doing the things that you need to do. And then at some point you start to think, well, why am I doing this? What is the purpose of it? Whose life am I living? Who am I? And so you can see that there's an internal questioning and an internal change going on. So external change and internal change can both happen, and they will both happen during a midlife crisis. But either could happen first. It could be the external that drives the internal, or it could be something internal happening that then causes you to rethink what you're doing and then to make some external changes. So what is a midlife crisis then? Well, fundamentally, a midlife crisis is a crisis of identity. It's about who you are as a person, your identity of self, your identity of purpose, and your identity in relationship to the world around you. So the key thing that I want to tag in here and align here is that identity has another side of the coin. It's like one side of a two-sided coin. And identity is on one side about who you are and who you know yourself to be, who you think yourself to be, and who others see you as being. But on the other side of that coin is purpose. Because with your purpose, with your identity comes a sense of purpose as to what you are meant to be doing, what you're meant to be doing for your work and with your relationships and with your time. And if you have a disjointed or damaged idea of who you are, then you also will lack clarity about what your purpose is. And so with identity, with the wrong identity comes a wrong purpose. And with a wrong purpose, you will exhibit those signs of a midlife crisis. Some of which could be going back and looking at the lost things of your youth. The stereotypes that we see in the media of fast cars, women and radical changes to your body shape. But there are lots more symptoms beside those. So exactly what are the symptoms of a midlife crisis? Well, in relationship to identity and purpose, you can probably guess what a few of those are. So as we said, there can be the element of wanting to recapture the things which brought you satisfaction before. There can be the questioning of your life and your career and your relationships. But there are lots more. And I've put together a resource over on my coaching site, guymarlincoaching.com, where you can get the 22 symptoms of a midlife crisis. And you can look at that list and see how many of those you have to get an idea about whether you are in a midlife crisis or not, or perhaps whether your partner is in one. But it doesn't just stop there, actually. Just like when you have a cold, you can take some things to help your life a little bit better. You can take something to sort of relieve your sinuses or take away the headache. It's not going to deal with the underlying cold, but it will make your life a little bit better and relieve those symptoms. And so within that same document that you can get over on that website, and the link is below on the page, it gives you 17 tactics that you can use to alleviate midlife crisis symptoms. The dealing with the cause is something which we're going to have to unpack on a lot more videos than just this one. But I wanted to give you some quick wins. Go ahead to the website and grab those as soon as you can. Well, that's it for this first video of what is a midlife crisis, Midlife in a Minute. Do subscribe and click the little bell button if you're watching this on YouTube. That'll help you to get notified when I'm releasing another one of these videos. Do share it with your friends and leave me a comment below. Do you think you're in a midlife crisis? Yes or no? Or do you know someone in a midlife crisis? Yes or no? I will read every comment and I will reply to any questions you put on there. Thanks for watching. I'm the Midlife Guy. This has been Midlife in a Minute. If you have a question, I'm only a comment away. If you found this video helpful, then hit the like button and share it with your friends. And make sure you subscribe, as I'm putting up new stuff each week to help you make midlife the turning point in a life worth living. Need a personalised guide? Your own coach through life and career is only a few clicks away over at guymarlincoaching.com. Thanks for watching. See you soon.